I can't get my computer to boot, cancel everything. There's an active shooter on a new campus every day. What's that have to do with me? My movement would never take anybody's life. What I have to do to prove it to you, whatever say. We are not alike, we are not alike. Look at me, look at you, I can see what you do. From the evil I separate. Look at you, look at me, I maneuver and flee from you people, I segregate. Get it straight, we are not alike. I don't peddle hate, I just go to the booth and I meditate. And I breathe and I eat and I puke and I defecate.
Okay, so I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but I wanted to take a moment and share some thoughts of the things that happened this last week. I shared on my Instagram a little bit and just wanted to share it here as well because I think it's important to talk about these things. I titled this, I love Google and hate people. Let me back up. If you weren't aware, this last week there was a shooting at the YouTube campus in the Bay Area, which is not where I work. I work in the San Francisco office when I'm up north. But I was in a meeting with my team over lunch. We were reviewing my workshop that I'm giving in Dubai. And I was finished presenting, and then one of my other colleagues started presenting her work. Someone stopped and said, "Oh my gosh, there's been a shooting. It's at YouTube." And so the meeting immediately stopped. Everyone started looking up the news, looking up for details. It was kind of awkward and obviously shocking and terrible, devastating. And there's this weird awkward moment where do we keep working? Do we stop? And we're like, no, whoever wants to leave can leave, or we can keep working. Whoever wants to stay can stay. So we started getting into the review. We're like, this feels wrong. Let's just all take a moment and contact people if we need to. My manager's wife was over at the campus. So there's a lot of things let's just stop. Work's not important, obviously. The next day, my manager, Alex, scheduled some time for us to all just talk and share our thoughts and feelings, process things. Google as a whole had opened up all of the counseling and on-site counseling that they give. For me, I wasn't on campus. I didn't experience being huddled and barricaded in a conference room, waiting for a SWAT team to escort me out with my hands raised. But I have many close friends that were there. Dee, who's been on this YouTube channel, I've interviewed her and had her on. She was one of my managers who's a manager on YouTube. I have 3 or 4 other friends that I've worked with or know of that were on campus at the time. Luckily, all of them weren't affected. And in comparison to a lot of the other recent shootings, this was actually a great scenario for an awful thing. Not many people were wounded. The only fatality that I'm aware of was the shooter herself. And I don't have any thoughts that I want to share or feelings about gun control and all of what news is talking about. But one thing that was it was this stark contrast of beauty and ugly all in one moment for me. When I was texting Dee, my old manager, if she was okay and just checking in, she said, "Here's a live stream." It was a Periscope stream from a helicopter. She's like, "I'm on the corner with that group of people." So immediately opened up that link and was watching it all go down in real time and could see the group that she was in as they're being escorted out. So it was cool to see that she was safe. So it was amazing to see how the first responders, the security at Google, how easy it was to communicate and know the situation. That for social media, all of those reasons, that was really amazing. But to observe the comments and what people were saying, making jokes about the situation. I think YouTube was down that morning or something. People were making jokes about people actually doing the shooting because they couldn't get their videos up, cracking stupid jokes, distasteful jokes. And then people posting that this was an alleged shooting and that it wasn't verified yet, even though there was live streams of SWAT team pulling people out of the building. I don't know. It was very troubling for me. I observed, obviously, other shootings nationally, and I don't usually engage in social media about it. And so it's one thing to see that happening, feel bad, and thoughts and prayers, whatever, donate for those type of scenarios. But to witness it firsthand, people you know at the company you work for, I perceived and felt the comments and the social perspective on that event way differently. And when we were sharing with our team, my dominant feeling was anger. I was just angry that people can be so shitty and lack so much empathy in hard times. And that for me was just really upsetting. I've shared in the past in other videos how like I'm generally pessimistic and trying to be positive and lead into like positivity. But something I share with my team is that like it's times like these, one with the shooter, but also with how senseless and irresponsible people can be with their words, and not understanding what those words will have, what effect those words will have on the other people that are very close to that event and to that tragedy. So yeah, like I truly hate people. I think people can be shitty, and that was confirming a lot of the pessimism I have and the cynicism I have, and that sucks. At the same time, so that's the dark side. On the other side, it was just another moment and another time of like Google being in the press, where I'm just so happy and so thankful for the managers, directors, VPs, and CEOs of Google that actually care about us, like their employees, and the amount of tension and care and empathy that they gave to help people process this, to help the families of those that were immediately affected. The like no questions asked, like do what you need to do for you, and like our work is secondary to like our well-being, makes me such a loyal and happy Google employee. And I think how they handled the whole situation internally and externally was top class. And really I started to feel bad knowing that this happens often to lots of people, whether it's in like their community in like inner cities versus in school shootings or these church shootings, knowing that a lot of those groups of people don't have the support that I was able to have, like really showed the privilege of like being and working for a great company like Google. Yeah, I just want to share that. And if I have an encouragement or a reason to post this, it's to like really think about what you're saying in a public forum, because it really affects people a lot. Even if it's not affecting you, and even if you think it might be a joke. Like I'm big on jokes. I think jokes are funny, and I think there's a time and a waiting period where they're appropriate. So I'm not saying we shouldn't make jokes about stuff. I do think there's a lot of tastelessness and a lack of empathy when people are in actual real tragedy. And being on the receiving end of that through my organization, through my close friends that were a part of the shooting, was really troubling. And it wasn't until like I stopped and processed it with my team that I like got choked up and was like, this sucks and people are shitty. But I'm trying to focus on the great people that I'm surrounded with that we're dealing with this with. A lot of good has come out of it as far as like us being aware, like the security protocols and content emergency information, and really making sure that you're prepared for these type of things. It's especially working for a big company that is sometimes has a lot of people that aren't happy with them. So yeah, I just want to share my point of view and the experience that I had as this awful thing went down. I'm grateful for, like I said, the company and for everyone that kept everyone safe. It could have been a lot worse. I feel sad for the girl that killed herself and for her family and for the pain and shit that she went through that brought her to such a dark place to do such an unimaginable thing. My heart breaks for the fact that like this is a thing that people have to deal with. I think it's crazy that this is a thing that's happening now in real life often. Yeah, that's a whole other topic, but wanted to share. I think there's value in it. Just be considerate of others. That's it.